Welcome to episode 128 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. I am Stephen Rothberg, founder of College Recruiter and one of the two co-hosts, along with Peter Zollman of the N Group. Peter, good to see you today.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. Thank you very much for setting all this up as usual. Coming up on Rec Buzz soon, and I hope we'll see you there. You still haven't said yes or no, and I'm sure, Mr. Chevalier, you're going to come across the pond for that one. Tom Chevalier is our guest today. He spent 10 years at Appcast, about almost 6 years at Monster.com. I think I've known him for all 18 years, maybe even longer than that. Seems like forever. Now he's tinkering around with a new project called Tink AI.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I see what
How
you
many
did there.
times have stupid people made that joke, Tom? Don't even answer. It's many. He's tinkering around with a new project called Tink AI. And ordinarily, I would ask him to tell us about it, but I'm going to save that for a little bit. The question that we asked in the cover art is, will AI agents replace job boards? Let's get to that first. Will AI agents replace job boards? One word answer.
No.
Okay. Next question. Expound on that a little bit, would you? And thank you. I agree for what that's worth.
What are AI agents doing? They're part of a conversation to help people who are asking questions, who want to get something done, to do those things. And what is a job board there for? Well, a job board is there, at least historically speaking, to help a person who's thinking about their next opportunity, looking for work, to find an answer, which is what jobs are available and what they might be a good fit for, and to help them figure out what companies are hiring and apply to those jobs. And why wouldn't a conversation be a part of that? And so I think if a job board continues to use the sort of the older approach where they say, what job do you want and where do you want it? That might be risky. But if you start to help a person figure out what they could be good at and help them find those jobs, there's a place for your business in the future for sure.
So the job board model that's existed since basically the early 90s and that has gone through evolution after evolution after evolution is about to go through another. What a shock, right? Tom, tell us a little bit about Tink. When you and I were talking before weeks ago, and I'm apologize in advance for bastardizing this, but it kind of sounded like a meeting place for agents controlled by the job seeker and agents controlled by the employer. Is that at a high level? Is that about right?
You do. So the way that I got started with Tink was thinking about job advertising, which is you have a job description and you put that the job ad on a job site as an ad and people can see it. And that's been working for a really long time. But can you put up that billboard in a conversation with an AI agent? And I kept coming to, maybe you could. You might be able to show links in a conversation, but that's probably not the best possible way to help a person who's thinking about the job they want to discover it and to figure out what they'd be a good fit for. And so I kept coming back to, maybe there needs to be some new technology that's able to connect a person who is having a conversation looking for work with the people who are desperately trying to hire great talent that are looking for external candidates. And so Tink is all about that idea, is how does an employer that has a rec that they need to fill identify and engage people that are using these conversational AI agents in a way that is not just the old-fashioned way.
Fair enough. So is Tink kind of a middleman with job boards and job seekers? And how does the job boards engage with Tink? And how do the job seekers engage with Tink?
Yep, we'll sit in the middle to provide a kind of foundational technology layer. And we'll partner with all of the companies, whether we call them a job board or we call them a job concierge, Copilot, AI agent for job seekers. We'll partner with those businesses to help their users. And one thing I do want to just mention is I don't believe that we're going to find a Gemini or an OpenAI sort of like winner take all, and that be the only place that somebody would look for a job. I do believe that we'll continue to have niches, verticals that require specialization. So we'll partner with all of those types of businesses, and we'll bring to them employers that are looking to make hires. And for an employer, they are increasingly being empowered with conversational agents as well. So if you think about the ATS, hiring platform experience, it's increasingly becoming conversational as well. And so when an employer says, or a recruiter sourcer says, I need some help finding external candidates for this role, Tink can be the answer. And Tink can say, all right, I'll go help you find, and our model is to deliver short lists of candidates that are qualified and interested, and we'll help you go find those candidates. And then we send out the job order alongside what are the qualifying criteria for a candidate in that role. And the agents that we partner with learn that information about their users, and they get those qualifying criteria worked out. And then they're able to sort of make that connection once the person's been qualified for the role, and we present them on a short list to the employer.
Hi, I'm Cole Napper, host of Directionally Correct, the number one people analytics podcast in the world. Come check out our podcast that dives deep into topics like people analytics, workforce planning, and talent intelligence, helping leaders across the globe navigate the future of work with insight and a little bit of fun.
And is the revenue model, Tom, is it somewhat similar to Appcast, at least in the early days, where it was sort of functioning as a middleman? It took a piece of the pie for facilitating the transaction. Is that?
Yep, that's right. It's a middleman because we believe that the companies that have a relationship with the candidate, they deserve to be rewarded for providing that candidate to the employer. And so we're building that marketplace idea in a similar fashion to how you would buy clicks or you would buy applications in a programmatic job ad scenario. We'll help by sort of helping those sites monetize their candidates.
And so the follow-up question, does the buyer, the employer, the job board, the one that's trying to attract candidates, do they pay the fee? Is it the candidate? Is it
Employer.
both?
The
The employers.
employer is paying, and our initial model is a short list of candidates. So we're aiming to put 7 people that are actually qualified for the role, that are actually interested in it. They're real people, and we are doling out portions of that to the companies that supplied those candidates.
Two things that I want to ask you. First of all, you've said we will. Is it live yet, or are you still
Live. Yep, we're in an alpha phase now. We've got a
okay?
handful of companies live getting their shortlists. We actually had sort of like a nice quote come across last night. We're helping with a senior data engineer role, and the recruiter said, "There's 2 people on this shortlist that A, I don't know if we would have found people as good as this, but B, you gave them to us with a list of 7 people to consider." Instead of when we open up a role in the ATS, we can get hundreds of candidates, and the right candidate might be in there, but there's also so many people that just aren't the right fit for the role. And so they also value not just the delivery of the candidate, but that they didn't have to sort through lots and lots of data to try to get there. So it's live, but it's new, and we're still sort of working out what are the mechanics of this marketplace and exactly how does it work. But we've got some great early partners on the candidate supply side that are working that out with us. All signs point to this. This is going to work, and it just has some kinks, like all things that are new to work out.
And how do I, as a candidate, engage with it, or where do you find your candidates? You said candidate supply side. Where are they coming from?
So as a candidate, you will never know Tink. You will only have a relationship with whichever of those job site adjacent sites, or conversational agents that you are already having a natural conversation in. And as a part of the experience, when you start to say, this is the type of job I'm interested in, this is what I've done, then the Tink jobs will start to be the curated ones that are shown to you. And you have those now to consider. And then when you say you're interested, there are some qualifying questions that would get asked by the agent to make sure that you're really a good fit for the role. And then once that's confirmed, then your application, we call it that, is made available to the employer. And so it just gets delivered. The next step after that is an employer is going to be in touch with you. Today, that's a person. We are working on some really cool partnership. These are ideas. These are coming soons. But
Roadmap.
why not have that conversational agent that just helps the person apply or be considered for the role be now introduced to the agent that will help with the interview scheduling and the next step immediately, rather than waiting for somebody to respond. And so that's sort of the vision is let's support candidates that are looking for work where they want to find it now, which we believe is going to be in these agents. And actually, I just saw a statistic from LinkedIn that 81% of job seekers are already using AI in their job search. And so help those people get connected to jobs, and then don't make them wait the old fashioned way again. Help them make the next step so that they can get a great opportunity.
Yeah, and 81% are the people who understand they're using AI in their job search. It's actually probably 100%, because if you use Google, you are
That's
using
right.
AI. It's like, so
Yep.
geography. Where are you at now? Just US, also Canada, EU. Where are you heading?
Just US for now. It's a decent sized market. We have a little bit of room to grow here in this market. Of course, this is a global capability, but we're just starting with businesses that have candidates in the US as well as companies that are hiring in the US.
I think we have time for one more question, and I'm going to steal it.
Go for it.
And it's really a multi-part question. Venture backed or bootstrap? How much have you raised? Are you going to raise? How many people? All the tink details.
Well, the detail that I think matters most is the people. You may find this a little bit funny or wild. I met our technical leader through AI. So there's a company called Bordy that you might have come across on LinkedIn, where you can say, as a founder of a business, I'm looking for investment, I'm looking for technical co-founders. So we met. I met a person named Shivam who's leading our tech team, and he leads a great organization now. There's about 4 people in addition to Shivam that are leading the tech side of what we do, and they're building really good AI technology to help make these connections. And that's what matters the most. I'm in a fortunate position to be able to help this business get off the ground and going. And inevitably, there will now be the next phase to help make sure we get to really solid product market fit. So we will be raising a sort of a pre-seed round. The way that some, venture-backed companies start is to do that sort of not friends and family exactly, but the people that might have known my work over these past 18, 20 years who want to be a part of agentic hiring. That would be, a good fit for you as an investor. And so that's part of the next step, is to raise a little bit more so that we can make sure we get all the way where we need to go. But we already have revenue. So we'll at a small scale, we can operate, but we just want to be able to go a little bit faster.
So bootstrapped until now, about to raise.
Yep.
And if you haven't already, you definitely want to talk to Adam Gordon, because he did that fantastic crowdsourcing or crowdfunding effort maybe 3-4 years ago with poetry. And so
Good
there were,
idea.
tons of people that knew him, knew his work, had the respect that he deserves, which is a ton. It was like, oh, hell yeah, sign me up. And then he got like a ton of people who were advocates in the room, which I'm sure as an entrepreneur now, you wouldn't object to.
I would not. But on that note, thank you, Peter and Stephen. You've always been great supporters of the work that's happening in the space and of me personally. So I do appreciate the opportunity to chat with you today, and to always love a good conversation.
We will send you a bill, and we'll maybe that bill for all of our wonderful words will get
It'll
paid.
go in the
and
pile.
It'll go in the pile. That's
It'll go
a
in the
better
pile.
way of
Sounds
putting it.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Hey guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it. And I'll see you soon, Tom, at one conference or another. Be well.
Sounds good. Same to you.
Exciting stuff, Tom.